HollywoodActorPrep.com.
Blog.
I was yeah, I was doing a one-man show about Orson Welles in New York. So far off Broadway, it was Canada. And Mark Lanzoff, I just mentioned Mark because he's a very good friend of the novelist Robert Kaplan. And he waited for about an hour and a half. It's diabolical and divine luck. You know, I'd always read about being in the right place at the right time, and I thought, well, that'll never happen to me. But, you know, this was my Cinderella night. That's bad casting. And, you know, Robert waited, and he said, oh, my friend has written a book about Orson Welles. And I said, well, I've got 96 of them. No, I've got it. And it was a fiction based on the Julius Caesar production, and so I saw me in Orson Welles, and they're going to make a movie of it. And then he told me, you know, to get me,
we didn't have financing.
To get me really interested, he told me a lie. He said, and Leonardo DiCaprio has just turned it down. So I remember standing outside the theater, and I said, oh, well, they'll come to me in that case. I said, because, you know, when Leo turns down a role, I said, they usually come to me, and he went, really? And I said, yes, I was the boat in Titanic. Right over his head. And, but he told Robert about it, and Robert came in, and then rang Richard, who had had a sports injury. And his doctor had said, whatever you do, don't fly. So Richard...
You were in a shoulder surgery, yes, and I was in a brace.
So I met, thankfully, Richard defied doctor's orders, and when I met him, probably having a bit of Orson's bluster, you know, coming off stage, I proceeded to give him the names of famous Hollywood movie stars that could play my role, thinking that not even in my wildest imagination could he cast an unknown apprentice English stage actor as a great American icon. No way. But it was wonderful because Richard flew me to Austin, and we hung out. I think it's the term. And we shot some tape. Actually, that's a lovely story because Rick said, "Oh, don't worry about it," because I was too nervous and everything. He said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Tape's cheap." And then I quoted this the first day of the film, and he said, "Film's not." And thankfully, you know. He gave me the role. Of course, it would have been, I always say this, but it would have been so much easier for Richard. He would have made the film, you know, by casting a famous Hollywood star rather than the unknown line. But thankfully, he stuck with
anyone in this audience imagine someone else?
No.